As I watch the sun descending and the birds fly home to rest, in the hush when day is ending, that's the hour when I feel blessed. Smoking my pipe, smoking my pipe, like a whisper through the cornfield comes a gentle evening breeze. At the doorway of my cottage I recall old memories. Smoking my pipe, smoking my pipe. Those far-off places beyond the blue, familiar faces.
Hello, brothers and sisters of the Briar. Professor Jeremiah back with another To Smoke Every Blend. Today I've got a Road Town pipe. I believe you've seen this one before. I forgot to introduce Dash, and he's already grunting about it. Can you say hello, Dash? Well, today's blend is one which, again, I had kind of forgot about. I thought I had already reviewed this blend. Had to go through my listing, and I saw that I hadn't. If I somehow missed it, this review may be pretty different than the previous one. When I pulled it back out and started smoking it again, I'm just going to tell you, this blend's a lot more favorable this time around than it was when it was fresh. I think the flavors have sort of married a little bit, and it's just a much more pleasant smoke. Now, I'm going to warn you right before I pull it out and show you, this is a cherry blend. Now, you don't just think of that right off, but on the first puff of this, on the light up, you really get it. I get throughout the smoke. Well, what am I smoking? Well, I pulled out another Country Squire blend, none other than Saratoga. So Saratoga, wonderful little Country Squire blend. It's Black Cavendish, and Virginia. Now, I'm just going to say, I'm a lot more pleased with this on the first go around. So if you pick some up and you're got a little time, you might want to give it a couple of months for those flavors to marry before puffing away at it heavy. Also, if you're new to pipe smoking, this might not be the blend for you. Just gonna say, I think you would get tongue bite if you're a new smoker, because you're gonna really start puffing away. You're gonna want to get those full flavors, and it's just gonna burn your tongue. I've not gotten tongue bite with it, but I could see if I was smoking this to my 4th or 5th bowl in a day, probably would just a little bit. It also is a moist tobacco, so I've had to do a few relights to this, more so than I normally do. Now, I don't really know that it's going to be one of those blends that would really dry out if I let it sit for a bit. I should try that. I think, though, I'm just going to do the packing it a little looser method, and I think that'll work better for it. Yep. This time of year, I don't know if your house is like mine. If you have tobaccos that are not sealed in jars, you're going to want to do that. I already had one casualty, and I'm going to have to rehydrate it. It'll never be the same once it dries out. Most of my tobaccos I keep in mason jars, as you've seen before, so that really locks in those flavors. But when I have a lot of sample bags that already have, like this little Saratoga, I keep these in a Pelican case. So there might be a little bit of a mix over as far as sometimes them bleeding over flavor into each other, but they're all in Ziploc bags, so it shouldn't happen that much. Definitely, if your house, if you're heating with natural gas or propane, you're going to want to get those sealed up, because it's going to really dry them out. What do you think about that, Dash? Is it pretty dry right now? Well, brothers and sisters, I should be back on station for a little while. Some of my time sort of shifted a little bit, so hopefully you'll see a few more videos posting here again soon, and there should be one tomorrow as well. Till next time, brothers and sisters, God bless.
The scenes where there's always ghosts in your past. You might think that you can't hide, you might think that you can't cope, you might bottle it up inside, but oh, sugar don't. When the levee blows and the tears fall down your face, will it feel the same? I don't know. When the levee blows